Go.
Hey everyone, it's Craig and Shanoa again with howtopest.com and another episode of Bourbon and Bugs. Today's episode, we're going to talk about house spiders, or common house spiders, or just the spiders that we see just about every day in our house. So, and we're going to talk about Macallan 12 year, which is last week we talked about Woodford. I don't even think we even talked about it. We just drank it.
So we did. We just drank it.
So I think we're gonna have a sippy sip of Macallan. And
I've already had a few sippy sips.
do you know anything about Macallan before we start into the spiders?
I know the beautiful thing about Macallan's is my favorite. So last week we got to do Shanoa's, which is Woodford Reserve.
I just said that.
And she did just say that. It is a fantastic bourbon, but I tend to lean more towards the scotches. And as you can see here, the Macallan 12 is my go-to drink. And whether or not you wanted information on Macallan's today, you're going to get it because you're here with Bourbon and Bugs, and we're going to talk about it. So Macallan's started back in 1824 in Scotland and started out in no more than a little farm barn. And
farm
with,
barn?
Yeah, what?
Farm barn?
Farm barn?
Farm barn?
Barn farm. And with hard work, it's the Macallans you know today. How do I know some of that information? Because I have Google. And I look things up because I know nothing about them. I just enjoy the taste. So, Bourbon and Bugs, Macallan, today's drink. Let's get into the bug portion of it.
Yeah,
cheers.
Cheers.
Shanoa, do you want to start us off?
I don't, because all I know about spiders so much is that I don't like to have them.
You do not like to have them. And the reason I don't even like to have them, one of the reasons that we picked your common house spider today, and that could be a variety of spiders. So we're not going to narrow it down to one. We're just going to tell you some of the things that you're going to find in your house and what some of those spiders may look like. But back to what I said, the reason that we're doing this video today is because of our daughter. I should say daughters. But our daughter that does not live at home, that is married now, calls us all the time complaining about spiders in her house and freaking out and wanting Dad to come over and take care of those. So she said, Dad, could you please do a episode on the spiders that I get in my house and what I need to do to try to keep them out? And if I get them, what do I need to do to eradicate them? So that's what we're going to try to do today and try to make it fun and go through and see if we can help you guys out with some of the knowledge that we have. I know that there's those etymologists out there that know way more than I do. So if I'm wrong, if we're wrong, we're happy to hear about it. But we're going to give you the years of experience that we have with spiders and see if we can make it not so scary for you. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Nope. She's just going to throw it all my way today, guys. So you'll just be hearing me and looking at a pretty face. So we both have written down some kind of bullet points that we want to talk about. And
I'll say one thing.
Yes. Time to drink scotch.
So the majority of spiders that we get in our house are not dangerous to us. So I think that would be something that, Chloe, you want to hear. So you don't really need to be worried. And in fact, they are pretty beneficial because just one of the common spiders is a cellar spider, and they will eat brown recluses. They will eat a lot of different.
The cellar spider will eat a brown recluse?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's news for me.
Yes, they will eat many of the venomous weaver spiders, stuff like that. So they're actually very beneficial to have. And then, if you don't have spiders or any bugs, so let's talk about it on the pest control side. If you actually have continuous pest control, then you're not going to have the bugs for the spiders to eat. So then you won't have spiders. So really, it's like
Which
do
doesn't
your
really mean you want to trade one for the other, but they are beneficial.
yeah,
I agree. Okay.
exactly.
So most of the common house spiders, that's just what they say, the common house spiders, because they're the ones that most people encounter in the house or where they live. Most of them on their abdomen section, spiders are two segmented, unlike insects that are.
I will tell you one thing.
Uh-oh, I'm going to learn something. Wait for
The daddy longleg is one segment. It looks like a little ball.
it. Tell you what, guys, 20 years, I'm learning stuff every day. I told you, go to this one for the brains.
The cellar spider and the daddy longleg spider are often confused for each other. But to tell the difference is the daddy longleg is just like a ball with legs, and then the cellar spider has two segments with the legs.
I honestly did not know that. But most of your common house spiders are going to have on the abdomen what's called a herringbone design. So you've seen it in rugs, you've seen it in wood floors. It's that kind of V-shaped design. And fun fact, the herringbone design on them, where did the word herringbone come
Fish.
from? Did you know that?
It's herringbone. It's herring fish, right? Herringbone.
Guy, I am stupid. You really knew that? I literally looked that up. I didn't know that. Comes from the herring fish. Okay. Thanks for teaching me something. I'm feeling very inadequate right now. Okay, a lot of these spiders, I don't know if she knew this, but she'll cut me off if she did. A lot of these spiders that we have now came over from the Mediterranean. They come over on shipping containers, on trains and boats, and that's how we're getting a lot of these species over here. Did you know?
I probably did.
You probably did. Do you know their legs can get up to 5 inches long?
No.
That's when you see those big scary ones, the adults.
Are you talking about the daddy longlegs or the cellar spiders?
I'm talking about the common house spiders.
Which
The daddy
is,
longlegs, those get even bigger?
I don't know.
I don't either. Okay. So, another fun fact that I wrote down. Adult male spiders typically live for 1 year. So what they do is they mate in the autumn time. And then after mating, they tend to die off. The female will live an additional 2 years. And the female spiders, what do you know about the egg sac?
Nothing.
Did you know that the common house spider can have 17 egg sacs in her life cycle? But here's what's even scarier for all you people that are freaked out about spiders. Each egg sac, which typically hatches in about 2 weeks, colder weather a little longer, hotter a little shorter. How many little spider eggs do you think are in that sac?
200.
Great guess. 100 to 250 can be in a common house spider egg sac. And she's laying 17 of these sacs in her lifetime within a 2-year span. Do you see how you can get spiders in your house and look like the movie Arachnophobia? It can happen fast.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be alarmed. These spiders really want nothing to do with you. They are going after what Chanel mentioned before. They're going after insects.
And on that, spiders eat 10% of their body weight a day. I think it was a day I wrote.
That's a bat. A bat does that. No, I'm not saying a spider doesn't, but a bat does that too.
Mm-hmm. So that means
we'll speak about
if you
bats
compare
later.
it to a human who's 200 pounds, that would be 20 pounds of food a day.
It's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. Some of the things that my daughter has been concerned about is, Dad, I get them in the bathtub. Let's talk about why you get them in the bathtub. Why do you get them around sinks? Those of you that don't know this, you get them in those areas because they're attracted to moisture. And then once they find their way into that bathtub, they can't get back out because of that porcelain surface, that slick surface. They just can't get back out.
So how are they getting in then? They just dropping in?
So they're dropping in or crawling in from up above and then falling into it, going for the moisture.
Because spiders, they need the same thing. They need warmth food, and water. So that's why they want to be in the house just like we are, right?
Makes sense to me. Um,
Back to the bathroom.
back to back to the bathroom. So let's see what I got here. I have. Do you want to talk about anything? Any other places in the house? So one of the things I asked you a question and I started talking. Do you want to talk about anything in the
No,
house?
I'll just add on.
I was going to talk about entry points
Go ahead.
and what you need to do to kind of try to keep them out of the house. Once you have them in the house, you have to deal with it. It takes me back to the cockroaches. There are fantastic, if you're into this stuff, and I am, there are fantastic videos of spiders, everything from jumping spiders to huntman spiders. These are different types of spiders attacking roaches because it's their prey. And it's people basically taking either a German roach or an American roach and dropping it by the spider and watching how fast the spider will hunt that down. One guy I watched, and maybe we'll put this one on there if I can find this guy's.
If you haven't seen a jumping spider, look it up. They're pretty cute. They look like little teddy bears.
Why don't you have a little scotch? So this, I'm gonna talk about the jumping spider. I was gonna talk about the huntsman spider. The jumping spider is probably no bigger than my thumbnail, and this guy has a jumping spider outside of a cage or box that he had it in, whatever they call those for spiders. And he gets an American roach, and he puts this American roach down by, it might have been, I think it was American roach, puts the American roach down by the spider, and this little spider that's not even half its size jumps, spider monkeys the back of this cockroach and goes to town on it. It is fantastic. They go and he flips it over, injects his fangs. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself on this. So why do they inject their fangs? Because they put a liquid in there, an enzyme that basically turns the internal organs of the prey into liquid, making it easier for them to now digest that insect. It's straight out of Lord of the Rings, man. This is crazy stuff, man. Remember when he would? Okay, moving on. All right, how to keep them out of the house. That's what we were going to talk about. How to keep them out. You are not going to keep spiders out of your house, but what do you need to do to try to do that? You need to look at door jambs, the weather stripping on there. If you have gaps in that, just like your garage door with rodents, you need to make sure that that weather stripping is tight and down to the ground. Any plumbing pipes that have gaps in them, because these spiders, they don't really want to be around you in the house. So they typically come into an area and then try to stay into an area where you don't see them, spin their web there, which could be in the wall, and now you have a gap in the pipe, and that's how they make their way into the house. And they're usually moving at night. Anything you want to add to that?
They like boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they like it dark, and they're nocturnal, so you're gonna see them at night normally when you're flipping on a light or something like that. So be careful when you go into the cellars or the attics when you're thumbing around things, especially if you live in areas that are prone to have like brown recluses, black widows, and stuff like that. So you got to be careful when you're moving things around.
Good. Okay, so as far as keeping them out, we've talked about the holes and gaps, but that's really what you're looking for, holes and gaps. If you have rips in your screens, you need to have those fixed. It doesn't take much. I mean, you've seen how small spiders are. They look enormous and freak you out when they're walking around, but they get real small when they're going through little gaps and crevices into the house. Why do they bite you? They don't bite you because you're prey. They bite you because you freaked them out. You've startled them.
You grabbed them by accident.
You grabbed them by accident. You rolled over in the middle of the night and you got a spider bite. And in all reality, most people don't feel the bite. You can, but it's usually a painless bite. The pain is usually 30 minutes after when it starts to swell up from the bite.
Unless you get a brown recluse.
Yeah, but
that turns your
we'll
flesh
talk about
to,
those later. But
to
we'll just
juiciness.
talk. And the funny thing is, she's talking about brown recluse and the black widows and the brown widows, and we're going to talk about those in a future episode. But unfortunately, I have firsthand experience, and we'll show you some nasty video of a spider, which we think is Black Widow. Nobody's ever been to actually have a definite on it. We think was a Black Widow. It could have been a brown recluse, but we're going to show you my nasty titty. And I know right now you're all thinking, I'd love to see his titty. And you're going to. No shame.
Just not today.
Just not today.
We'll save
So I'll make sure I get that nice and shaved up. No, we have video of this, and it's disgusting. It literally ate away at my flesh. I came to Chanel one night when we
that.
didn't
Are you
think.
going to tell the whole story, or are you going to save it for another?
All right, we're moving on. We are going to show you that in a later video, though. So they can be nasty. These house spiders. Let's go back to those. Most of them are going to have the herringbone design on the abdomen, so they're not going to be. That doesn't mean other dangerous spiders can't have that. I just don't know which ones do. So these spiders, they don't really want to be in your house, and when they bite you, it's because you made them afraid, and it's their defense mechanism. It's not like they searched you out like a cockroach and they thought they were going to wrap you up in the web.
A little cockroach.
Like a cockroach?
Mm.
Like a cockroach. Seal up the gaps, like we talked before. Seal up all the holes, the entry points. Now, what do you do if you encounter a spider? Well, that's what we're here for at howtopest.com. We have all of the professional grade products that you're going to need to eliminate those spiders. But I'm really trying to preface right now that spiders are so beneficial. I'm not telling you to live copacetic with the spider in the house and sit down and have a bourbon or a scotch together with them. You want them out, I get it, and we're going to show you how to do it. If you can take them outside by just putting a cup over them, which is a real easy way to do it, and then you slide a piece of paper under the bottom of the cup because it's thin enough to do that. You flip it over, you take them outside, you release a spider. He goes his merry way, you go yours. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so would it be best to pick a pesticide that's a repellent on the outside of your house to keep them from, even coming near the house, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, I actually think that's a fantastic idea. You put a repellent on the outside, and you could go repellent, non-repellent on the inside. We're going to put, I'm pretty sure Chanel's going to put the link to the number one, in my opinion, spider control formulation out there, and that's Onslaught. And Onslaught, it has a plethora of insects on the label that it will take care of. But being on the more pricey end of pesticides, most professionals out there use it for spiders and scorpions. And it's because it holds up really well. We have an Onslaught video, and I will explain to you in the video how to use the product and what we like so much about the product. But in gist, it's micro encapsulated. And I know right now you're going, what the frick is micro encapsulated? Here's the real simple way to look at it. If you go to your department stores, your home improvement stores, your Home Depots, your Lowe's, whatever they may be in your area, most of those chemicals are going to put down a film. Now, why is a film not as good as a microencapsulated product? Because a spider walks. Can you maybe see my hand? A spider walks like this. A lot of other insects are down here and they drag through it. So the difference is if the spider's walking like this and you've sprayed a film, he doesn't pick up. In general, hear me guys, don't come back at me and go, film works just as good. Okay, a film will kill him. But if you want to do it the right way and be more efficient, then go with a microencapsulated. And I'm pretty positive most professionals out there are going to agree with me on this. He's going to walk through the film, like I said, like this. Microencapsulated, he's going to walk like this. And he's going to pick up these little microencapsulations all over his legs and possibly his body. Now, I haven't told you what a microencapsulation is. What it is, that pesticide is in what's called a cap formalization. It's in there and protected. So it adheres to not only the spider, but it adheres to surfaces better. So it's sitting there waiting like little grenades for the insect to pick up. And when the insect grooms themselves, explosion of pesticide onto the body. and that's how it kills them. That's the difference between microencapsulation versus a film. They both have their purposes, but understand what you're going after and what product is going to work best for you.
You were fired up about that.
Man, I got fired up, man. I like that Onslaught, man. A lot of people like that Onslaught. That's a great product. You got scorpions? Onslaught, I'm telling you. There are other chemicals that work really well on that stuff, but if you're like, hey, man, I've tried some other stuff, and we get this call all the time. People go, oh, I've been using so-and-so product, and man, I just can't get these black widows under control. Onslaught. Craig, these freaking brown, widows are killing me.
Onslaught.
Craig, I got brown recluse.
Onslaught.
Craig. Okay, that's it. So, and here, this is another fun one. Most people don't know the difference between a brown and a black widow. And I'm not going to tell you right now. It'll be in a future episode. So, let's get back into your common house spiders. We told you about sealing up the gaps. You want to do that for sure. We told you how many eggs they can lay and how many sacs a female can lay. We told you that the bite, back to the bites real quick. If you get a bite, most times the bites can be treated with if it gets, most people just, they deal with it. But if it's bad, you can put an ice pack on, 10 on, 10 off, like with other injuries. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you all the treatments here, but usually you could take some aspirin, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, and call it a day for the pain if it's that bad. If it's worse, go see the doctor. Let a professional, tell you what to do. There's antibiotics there if you need them. There's what do they call the creams, like cortisone creams, whatever. There's different ways to deal with that. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I feel like I just feel like if you use preventative measures, spray outside the house, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, we never have spiders. Never. We never see any spiders.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally you get a spider in the house, and that's the norm for most people. But there's some people that they come to us and they go, I have a lot of spiders. Well, they're breeding somewhere. So you're probably going to have to put down a good pesticide, and you're probably going to have to do it inside and out. Now, another thing that will work well for the spiders are the dust. Like if you need to go inside of an outlet where you pull the outlet cover off, that's a way that you can do that, because you can't put chemicals in there. You can't put water with electricity. It's just common sense. Maybe it's not, because I've seen some crazy things. But you cannot put water with electricity. So dust are good for those applications. Other than that, the sprays work really well. You can use granules in your lawn to prevent. Basically, the granules work in different ways, but the majority of them work as it's putting down that pesticide. When you water the lawn or put water on it, it's making the pesticide spread over the lawn. And it's not going to take care of just spiders. It's going to take care of everything from your ants to your earwigs, crickets, and so on and so on and so on. But that's probably it on. I don't think I saw you take a drink of your.
What? It's almost gone.
Macallan. Oh, okay. That's pretty much it on house spiders. I think I was more excited today to get to share my Scotch of choice with y'all out there.
So I guess if you had to just summarize it, it would be keep your house clean and swept, all that kind of good stuff. No particles of food or anything that it could be. I don't think they don't go after food, right? Just the insects.
Yeah, they're not really going after food. They're going after insects. Yeah.
But if you have your house spray treated all the time, kept up, you're not going to have those extra insects, which is going to actually keep the food source away from the spiders. So.
Right. Yeah, reach out to us and we'll walk you through what we think is a good pesticide for what you have going on. Sometimes it's not a pesticide. Sometimes it's a monitoring station. You're just trying to figure out things. So just whatever your situation is, we're happy to help you. Just reach out, give us a call, and we'll help walk you through that situation and get you insect-free, spider-free, whatever it may be for you. And that's about all I have with house spiders today. Hopefully that helped you guys out with some. So
don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah, you're gonna
don't freak out.
When I wake up in the middle of the night, and this has happened before in my lifetime, where I've had a spider on me, and most people are gonna freak out really fast. But they are very beneficial to eating those insects, man. The ants, the roaches, the earwigs, they pretty much go after it all. They eat each other. So there's some spiders that eat each other. It's actually a really impressive little bug. Spider, can you call it a bug? Bug? An arachnophobe?
Pest.
Whatever. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching Bourbon and Bugs. If you want a little information, then hopefully I helped you out. If you want the real knowledge, then hopefully Chanel helped you out with the beauty on top of that. But howtopest.com, we're here for you. Please
Like, subscribe, share, comment.
show it to all your friends, and we appreciate all the likes and the shares. It really helps the channel out, and we're happy to keep bringing this to you. That's about it. Thanks for watching the video, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
And Frank says thanks.
We'll see you next time.